Hello, I am Chylli from channel Chylli, also known as Chai, and we are back with more depersonalization. So I actually looked into it. This first module has 6 endings. And when I say 6 endings, I mean like six actual different endings. So we still got quite a bit to go through here. Because yeah, if you look, I only have 2 of the 6. So let us embark. And let's just get right into it here. Let's equip our stuff from our inventory here. On both our characters. Alright, so let's see what we want to do here. So for this one, I believe we have to... Let's see here. Deal is no here. Actually, we get a huge bus here with diplomacy, so maybe we'll try that. Well, that did not go very well. But that did much better. Why not get an extra companion here while we can? We'll also beat him up, because why not? Well, we just got fucked there. And there we go, we got our victory. Gonna want to equip that to regenerate some HP. Wait, no, because we have the Panacea, we instantly regen max HP, so that's nice. Increase our medicine by 5 there. Nothing else important in there we need. Gonna try to steal from him here. Not exactly what I wanted. I wanted one of those blood vials. Love losing 3 50/50s. Damn it, no fucking blood vial from there either, oh well. We did really good there. Fuck my horrible luck stat. Here we're going to, instead of fighting and running away, we're gonna hear her out. Sure, I could consider your advice. Even then, I still want to know if you're aware of the experiments going on in this church. Why are you helping them? I can sense that you're a kind person. Before you decide, please listen to my story at least. I was born to a poor family, so my primary focus was on survival. 10 years ago, we were approached by a tall woman who wanted us to become heirs to her order. As it was our best chance to survive, my sister Nora and I agreed to her request. Afterward, although we had gotten out of poverty, our lives within the order were far more cruel. My sister was both stronger and smarter than me. She protected me but began to change. She became more savage, cruel, and her sanity began to crack. Eventually, the woman left and my older sister became the Archbishop. I was happy then because I felt that we had survived that cruel life. You have any idea what happens to a person when their mind begins to crack? My sister began to seek out a form of twisted pleasure. I can still remember the dismembered bodies of those many children. Their blood-stained faces full of anguish. Then finally, my sister's madness was put to an end. One night she got cold and set the church itself on fire. I watched as she walked into the flames smiling as if she felt pure joy. She looked at me, said a few words, then threw herself into the flames. I was too busy crying to hear what she was saying. When the fire was over, all that she had left was a charred body. It was then that Wiseman arrived with his faction. He told me that he could see my older sister's soul still present. He told me that when the time was right, he'd help bring her back. In return, I was asked to help keep the church running. At this time, he treated people well, and his medical abilities made him all the more prominent. He treated many sicknesses, and the residents around the area put their trust in him. He worked to create a substance that he called the essence of the Holy Spirit and gave it to various believers. In case you're wondering about all the bones and coffins around, this potion numbs taste and hunger alike, extending one's current life at the cost of consuming their lifespan. I didn't want to be a part of further sin. I argued with him that we shouldn't be using the Holy Spirit substance. In response, he told me that those he chose were already incurable individuals. He said that he explained the risk to each individual that used it. So far, that's the story. I would like to keep the current sense of balance. You recall the history of a church called St. Michael's that existed 6 years ago. Had been around for 20 years by that point, after which the patriarch disappeared and was succeeded by Archbishop Nora. After the fire occurred, the shadows the church had hidden were uncovered at last. Many missing minors were found throughout the depths of the church in the police investigation. Further investigations that took place later revealed the church's close relationship with local officials that had assisted them in treating children. She's told you her story. She's one of the culprits behind the kidnapping that took place 6 years ago. You were ready to trust her and attend the worship. I'm curious to find out more. Since you can apparently guarantee my safety, I'd like to know more about what this ceremony is. The church bells ring out. The ceremony has begun. Let us witness it together then. You follow Noel out of the church hall. The bench is already filled with believers. Wiseman is standing up on the pulpit. He grabs the red cross and slowly walks up to the pulpit. In your impression, the beginning of many speeches are about putting on airs. When you look at Wiseman, however, you notice that he looks a bit weak and carries a sad expression on his face. I've been here for 6 years now. 6 years ago, this place was plagued by human trafficking and violence of all types. Those in power had no regard for life. The only ones allowed to profit from it were the rich. He looks at Sherman momentarily, who shrugs in response with indifference. Then he casts his gaze upon the crowd. As I walked along this path, I spoke to many poor souls. I am so poor. Who can save me? The reality of it is that no one can truly save you except yourself. The congregation below seems caught up in their various memories. You know, these people probably each have their own terrible past. No one can truly save you. The actions you take are of your own will. There is no good in your bodies. Evil has taken over all your bodies. If you want to do good, evil will not be able to easily control you. Even though the blood of God flows through your bodies, you slander, accuse, and hurt each other. In the end, it's all about yourself. His words contain an element of truth, but you can't help but feel that there's a sense of sadness within his words. Throughout this 6 years, the town has become stable and harmonious. This is due to your efforts to understand how to restrain evil. Now I see your souls. They're all transparent and pure. You have each returned alive from your previous sins. You're all part of God. Today's our fateful day. Suffering will disappear forever and illness will exist no longer. A door appears under the pulpit. Follow me. Let us witness the miracle together. You enter the mysterious passage under the leadership of the believers. There's a vast space under the church, and the surrounding believers gather under the stage. Whiteman stands in front of a strange stone monument. You have no idea what he could be preparing. Looking at that monument helped me remember something. This was once the largest shelter in town, but it collapsed due to a fire 6 years ago. I didn't expect that Weissman would actually rebuild this place. It also reminds me that monument has some terrible rumors surrounding it. There have been many rumors about this place, but none really stick out to me. Those who wish for wealth soon receive large sums of money. Ironically, they all ended up dying mysteriously soon after. People who wished for health were cured, only to soon after fall into madness. Those are just rumors, though. The newspapers even like to make up stories about people traveling through time. The things people make up are absurd these days. There's a monster. He has 3 eyes. It's staring at me right now. Irene's eyes were locked on the jewel of the monument Weissman stood near. You'd see many candles burning around it, but no monster. It's gone now. Dad, can we please go home? I'll get better on my own. I don't want to stay here. Irene, you're my everything, sweetie. If I lose you, then my wealth would be meaningless. Illness is one problem that I cannot solve with my wealth. This is an opportunity to completely cure your illness. Afterwards, you should be able to recover. Once you recover, I'll step away from being directly involved with my work and have someone else handle things. We can go to the beach or anywhere you'd like, my dear. Please hold on just a little longer. I'll try to wait, Dad. Is there a reason that the place where you conduct worship services is so eerie? Well, there are various reasons. This used to be a shelter built by the government in the past, primarily during times of war. It's sturdy and secure from outside interference. It also allows us to reduce potential noise during our services for our neighbors. I suppose that you're wondering about why the water is red, though. Beneath the church, there's actually a huge iron mine. It's due to the mine that the water is red. The government actually tried to move the church before to develop the mine. That plan was put to rest by the bishop. So did that help calm your thoughts? You try to read into her words, but she looks calm. Regardless of whether or not her words are true, she at least firmly believes in what she said. I believe in the bishop's vision. We have sacrificed much to get to this point. Now is the time we make things right. It's almost time for the service now. Shaman as much depending on the service. If I can't persuade him to leave, you decide to stay for the sake of your client, perhaps for their safety. Or perhaps to satisfy your own curiosity as to what exactly will happen during the service. Alright, let's wait for the service. I appreciate your patience, everyone. Before the service begins, allow me to explain the process to prevent any misunderstandings. It is recorded within the Holy Scriptures that God has no flesh and blood. Rather, the flesh and blood of all living creatures is His flesh and blood. Our human perception cannot sense God because our bodies are defective. Thus, if pure and powerful souls can perceive His message to an extent. Let me explain in another sense. If a group of people were dancing and no one else heard the music, they'd likely be considered crazy. However, there is a way. We will need to prepare. Recite the mantra with me. Everyone in the chosen ones will receive gifts. Now our lesser tap, Iden Nazu. You hear Wiseman ask everyone to chant with him. Do you intend to join in? You begin to chant obscure words, yearning for them devoutly. The surrounding light dissolved into a thick darkness that spread throughout the ceremony hall. You realize that your memory is beginning to change, not in a way of modification of your mind, but in the sense that experiences are being added at a rapid pace. These are things that you've never seen or interacted with before. You see other worlds, galaxies, dark lights, black lightning, black holes, the very fabric of the cosmos. Fear hits you immediately. These memories are not your own at all. The distant endless void, the blasphemous and filthy dark palace you see. The only words you feel fit the sight are disorder and chaos. Your sense of distance begins to fade. Everything around you starts to be seen in a different light, or rather, light and darkness are now inverted. All white has become darkness, whereas darkness has become light. You feel that there is something turbulent and colliding within your body. You have become it, and it is you. It is accompanied by a terrible stench, which is your body. Trait gained intrusive seeds. You feel like something's wrong with your body. My body, my skin is healing. I no longer have to suffer. Thank you. Praise the Lord. It feels like I was suddenly relieved. My body and mind has never been so relaxed. I feel so happy at this moment. Is there really a miracle? Irene! What's happening to Irene? Wiseman speaks as if making a decree. Now it's time for her to become God. Sherman falls to the ground. This individual is not one chosen by the Lord. Throw him out now. Your body stinks in pain. The believers drag you and toss you out of the church. The heat shaking behind you brings you back to your senses. What is that? Giant dandelions stand like towers, spewing out spores like snow. Willow, why don't you want to come back home? Is it because you're mad I didn't prepare a gift for you, my daughter? Wiseman walks towards the limbs of flesh and blood. The tentacles seem indifferent as they devour him within moments. Dad, please, wake up. I'll be a good girl and only tell the truth. Don't leave me, Dad. Please, don't leave me. The mutated cultists are attracted by Irene's crying and surround her. What do you intend to do? One of the infected attacks Irene. Irene falls to the ground, not dead, but it seems she passed out from the shock. The mutated cultist is about to continue their attacks when a huge tentacle swings down from above with a loud crack. The sound reminiscent of a whip cracking the ground. Only these are tentacles the size of a large car, and the ground is left with craters in the wake of the force. Yes, as you might expect, the cultists are a mixture of paste on the dirt and food for that tentacle now. And I died. Woo! And there I go again. He swiftly dodged the tentacle's attacks. Sherman has expired. As you lift her up, your body begins to feel lighter. and areas where you felt wounds began to slowly feel relieved. Alright, let's get out of here. What was I trying to do? Right, I need to leave. The fire's coming. The child you're carrying suddenly becomes a heavy burden in your eyes. You wonder why you're running away with it on your back, so you put it down. As out-of-control masses of flesh ruthlessly consumes the town, the people are infected with spores and turned into monsters. At dawn, the chaos fades. Your memory tells you that there was a fire that consumed everything. You were one of the few people able to make it out alive and flee the town. You return a few years later to briefly visit. Still, it seems much has yet to be rebuilt, but even so, it seems the people have forgotten about the disaster altogether. Above the town, you swear you could see tiny seeds, or rather dandelions, floating in the sky. Who knows where they'll land and find a new place to live. All right. What a terrible experience. My perception has been changed unconsciously. The crisis of space and time was finally cleared up by them. Why on earth? It couldn't be just to make a fool of the past or add more difficulties to later generations of history. How much space and time within the distorted timeline are seas of chaos buried by them? The separation of soul thoughts, consciousness, could it have something to do with them? I must find out the truth. Alright, give me a second here. Alright, so... replaying does not give you the new traits. That's interesting. They used to do that. Alright, let's get back in and then get another ending now. We got 3 out of 6 here. Alrighty here. Alright, let's get into this again. you ever gonna try to steal the key from him? And then we're going to do mostly the same thing as we did last time. Alright, then we're back here again. I previously was caught in a fire which tore through and scorched my body. My old scars continue to make sleep and even eating difficult. The bishop told me that he could help me, and he has been giving me medicine that mitigates the pain. He told me that today I could make a full recovery. I believe in him. After all, I have nothing left to lose. I previously was caught in a fire which tore through and scorched my body. Oh, is this the same as last time? The bishop decreed that no one was allowed to leave until the service was over for our own safety. Or a big wheel there. Feel really bad. You try to read into her words, but she looks calm. Regardless of whether or not her words were traced, she at least firmly believes what she said. Did I not roll high enough? I remember some of the older folk in town saying something about it being a wish-granting object. The Great Monument will grant your wishes and make them reality were the words they used. I don't believe that such an object would grant wishes to people without a price in return. Yeah, I don't think I rolled high enough or something. Alright, this time we didn't collapse because we didn't take part in the worship. God damn it, I failed that fire there. Oh great, I just got fucked there. There we go, for your easy victory. You defended Sherman and pushed back the believers. Just as you have a moment to catch your breath, Wiseman's voice rings out. Your resistance is in vain. Sherman, you've been lucky. The very punishment that you deserve continues to fall upon others instead. Your daughter was supposed to have died during a kidnapping 2 years ago. Instead, she sacrificed some of her blood so that your daughter could continue to live. You showed no gratitude or repentance and have instead continued to be a thorn in my side. Time is running out now. Today is the day for her return. It's time to take back the gifts she gave to your daughter. Irene. Sherman. Wiseman's face turns pale after he watches Sherman fall. He turns to you and says slowly, "This does not concern you. Leave." Wiseman, what is your goal here? Others have already died because of you. While I may be an outsider, Irene is innocent here. Your understanding of the situation is likely incomplete. People in this world tend to only view the world from an individualistic perspective after all. If you wish to know the whole story, I will answer your questions. Let me propose a hypothetical to you. Suppose you lend your heart to a dying man. Then you will face death. What should you do? Should you pity the dying man and let yourself die? Or should you take back your own heart? If it were anyone else in the world, they would not give up their own heart, especially not to a stranger. However, not only did she give away her precious blood, she did not take it back even when she herself was about to dry up. Do you believe these people to be innocent? Even though they all only live by constantly draining your blood? 6 years ago after the fire, many people were starving. 1 second. Apologies for the interruption, I'm back. She couldn't bear to see such suffering, so she gave them her divine blood to keep them alive. The survivors then became obsessed with that very blood. So they became followers of the very church you stand beneath. Do you not see this as unfair? Her pity was rewarded with human greed. She's running out of time. Now I want the divine blood to return to her body. I want her to be in eternal existence without being bound and chained. Now is her chance to break out of her prison. I refuse to watch her suffer further. His face turns pale for a moment, seemingly low on blood. He slowly pieced together why the cross in Wiseman's hands is red. He inserts the cross into the groove beneath the monument. The sharp piece of stone in the groove cuts open his arm and the blood flows down to the cross. The monument begins to react as the surrounding air swells with heat. I believe this is the same as before. Alright, let's kill these guys really quickly. Damn it. At least we didn't take any damage there. And there we go. Irene, get out of there. I'm not leaving Dad. Irene refuses to leave. She cries bitterly, clutching her father's jacket tightly. As you realize your choices are limited, you decide to knock her unconscious for the time being. You pick her up and immediately you begin to feel the part of your body that had previously lost sensation start to recover miraculously. Alright, so yeah, that is the same ending there. Alright, 1 second here, I want to test something. I actually want to grab that money really quickly before we go. Alright, so I want to test something here. Alright, now if we return here... Okay, so you need to press that button for them to retain their experiences across multiple. Okay. Glad I figured that out now before I got into anything too much here. Okay, but so far we have what? We have a couple $1,000 here, so let's... Alright, and let me see here. We've gotten 3 endings. For now, I'm gonna end it here, and then I would do one more run through of Module 1 to try to get another ending, but I'm running a little low on time right now, so... yeah, this is where I'm gonna end it for now, so... if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and we'll hopefully finish Module 1 next time. If not, I'll try to do it in 2, but... if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!